Hey guys, in this video, I want to walk through literally the entire interior maintenance detail process that I'm doing today on this interior of the van that I'm working on right now to show you really what I do in a maintenance process and really just talk through the entire thing. So I'm going to start here on the driver's side door, and I'm just going to literally talk you guys through exactly what I'm doing so that you guys can see the whole process kind of in real time here. So I've got an optimum no rinse solution here, and I want you guys to notice that what I'm doing here is nothing really special in terms of like deep cleaning. So I'm literally running over this door panel kind of quickly almost, where some of you might be like, man, you're not really doing any detailing. And that's actually one of the points that I want to make in this video is I've actually built my business on maintenance clients just like this, where I'm really not doing a bunch of detailing. I'm doing a lot of really quick work because the vehicle's already really protected. So this particular door panel has been protected since it was purchased with interior ceramic coatings, exterior ceramic coatings, and because of that, it's literally set up to be a maintenance detail. What I mean is I am just maintaining it. I'm not having to do anything crazy. So a lot of you might be taking out magic erasers and non-abrasive scrub pads, and certainly I do that as well in certain situations. But when I'm doing a door like this, I'm literally finished with this door panel already. I used Optimum No Rinse, so not only am I just pulling kind of the surface level dust off this, but I'm also leaving a tiny layer of protection behind it. Now, as I move into the interior, because the interior has been protected with ceramic coatings, and really since the beginning it's been protected anytime it's been cleaned and it's maintained, any of the surface level dust and dirt on the surfaces is just that. It's surface level dust and dirt. This is how I've designed my maintenance clients to be. And so I can literally take my air compressor and blow most of it out before I ever take a microfiber towel to any of this. So I'm going to take this entire interior section and I'm just going to start blowing it out like this. Now, as I do the dash and I work downwards, there's gonna be a few areas that I wanna hit a little bit more specifically, because there are some areas that they get touched so often that I'm gonna use a cleaner. So I'm pulling out my P&S Interior Express Cleaner, and this is what I'm gonna use to go over the area of the steering wheel that gets touched, and that's the only part of the steering wheel that needs to be addressed that way. I have 3 products on my detailing cart. Number 1, I have my Optimum No Rinse. Number 2, I've got the P&S Interior Express Cleaner. And number 3, I've got Meguiar Synthetic Express Spray Wax. Now, I wanna give you guys just a quick note because this is important. At this point, it's probably been, let's say, 2.5 minutes, and I am already done with this entire first side of the vehicle: door panel, dashboard, steering wheel, console area. Now I'm just gonna move down to this little bit dirtier console area. There are certain specific areas of a maintenance client interior it still gets dirty. This is one of those areas. So the console area, I'm gonna vacuum out before I do anything else. I'm not going into the console area here because this is super clean. Think about it. A vehicle that gets maintained on a regular basis and you clean this out every third time, it doesn't need to be cleaned out every time. So I'm sticking to the surface level here, but I'm gonna vacuum up this area first so I don't blow all of that dust everywhere. Then I'm gonna take my air compressor and blow in all the seams to blow out all the debris there. Any area in a maintenance client vehicle that takes up really any of my time at all is doing that because I have to do that. I'm only cleaning the areas that absolutely require it. I'm really not touching the areas that don't. And most detailers really don't understand this concept, particularly in the beginning stages. They're really trying to detail every single part of the interior the exact same way, but it's not really possible to be profitable long term when you're doing things that way. So now I'm just gonna follow up with my Optimum No Rinse solution just to get a little bit of the cleaning residue off here so I get totally streak-free surface. Now I'm gonna move on to the back seats here. Now in the back seat here, I've got a car seat right there, but I'm not gonna be taking the car seat out. I'm just gonna be vacuuming around the car seat. Every 4th time, I'll take the car seat out and I'll clean underneath that. There are basically 3 areas that I'm gonna hit more majorly when I'm in the back seat. Number 1, I'm gonna very quickly go over the back of this leather seat. It's still my Optimum No Rinse solution. Bam, I'm done with that. Then I'm gonna come into the car and I'm gonna address the cup holders. I'll hit the back of the console real quick. Now after I've done that, I'm gonna take the pillar right here in the middle of the car and I'm just gonna wipe that pillar down and clean this vent. I'm gonna clean this little plastic running board down here. Take my air compressor, blow it out just like that so I'm not dealing with any excess debris. Take my Optimum No Rinse solution and move on. Now with vans, it gets a little tricky with the doors because you are gonna have to close the interior doors to address them completely. But I'm gonna take my Optimum No Rinse solution. I'm literally just going to wipe down the surface. I've got a little bit of trash down there, so I'm gonna stick my microfiber towel down there. So I'll take my air compressor and I'll just reach it inside the door. Just And now I'm gonna move on around to the trunk side. Now at this point, I'm gonna break up the trunk into 3 main parts. Okay, I've got this side, then I'm gonna address the interior part of the trunk there. This vehicle is not dirty back here because there's no kids that sit behind here. So I'm gonna be totally honest with you. I could skip this entire area, but I'm not gonna skip over this entire area. Now, I know some of you detailers are thinking, man, you're like not even detailing this car. That's why I wanna take you guys through this maintenance client detail, because I think some detailers don't understand the reality of what builds a profitable detailing business. So I want you guys to notice, in these cup holders, literally nothing has sat in that cup holder since this car was purchased. Nothing has sat in that cup holder. So in essence, for me to take some cleaner and clean out this interior of these cup holders would be a mistake. So I'm not gonna touch the cup holders. I'm not gonna touch anywhere where there isn't dirt. So what I see is up here, there's some dust. So I'm gonna take my Optimum No Rinse. I'm gonna dust that area. Done. Down here, I see some scuffs. I'm gonna take my Optimum No Rinse solution, spray it directly on that area, and I'm just gonna remove those surface level scuff marks. Nothing has been sitting in these pockets, but they're a little dusty. So I'm just gonna go ahead and dust them. And then down here closer to the carpet, there's some scuff marks here where kind of the carpet meets the plastic area. So I'm just gonna take care of these as best I can. And now this side is completely finished. Now remember guys, when I was on this side, I was breaking it up into 3 parts, but because I've already done the back of this console, this is gonna be even easier. I'm breaking it up into 2 parts. Back of the seat and the hard rubber vinyl plastic area here. So I'm gonna wipe down the back of the seat. Then I'm gonna hit the pillars. Then I'm gonna take my air compressor. I'm gonna blow out this area. And this is where I'm gonna introduce some of my cleaner, because I've got some adhered to dirt here because this is where the baby sits in the car. And take my air compressor one more time. And I am done. I'm gonna hit the interior door. And with this interior door, rather than taking my Optimum No Rinse solution, I'm gonna take my P&S interior cleaner. Reason being is, remember, this is where the baby sits. So I can see already there are some more, let's say, adhered stains kind of on the door. I'm gonna dust the top of it here. Everywhere else looks like it's pretty clean. Got a couple little things I need to take out still. And I am finished with this door. What did that take? About 40 seconds? Now, as we move to this section of the interior, I'm gonna go back to my Optimum No Rinse rag and understand that the dashboard should really take you no time, particularly in a maintenance client vehicle. Now, one area that I like to hit with my cleaner is right under here, the face of the glove box. I'm gonna take my air compressor. I'm gonna blow out this seam right here. And after that's done, I'm gonna go ahead and hit the door. Now, as I hit the door, it's same sequence as last time. I'm gonna take the air compressor here. And because this door seems to be a little bit more dirty here, I'm gonna take my interior cleaner, spray it very lightly down there, knock off this mud and these scuff marks down here, specifically hitting the buttons here that I know are touched on a daily basis. The great thing about using the Optimum No Rinse solution, by the way, is that I can get overspray or I can get drag on the interior window and it does not hurt anything. And this entire door panel is totally finished. Now at this point, I wanna explain to you guys what I'm about to do before I do it, okay? I'm moving to the carpets and the floorboards. It's important to understand with these carpets is they have been protected with waterproofing and a Scotch Guard material. Number 2, they've got rubber weather mats on top of them. When I am detailing maintenance clients' vehicles, 99% of the time, I'm not gonna take out the floor mats because underneath the floor mat, the carpet is totally clean. The area that needs to be detailed are the borders around the floor mat, and then sometimes that creeps under the floor mat just a little bit. The second thing I'm not gonna be doing is shampooing all of these carpets. I only shampoo them once every 8 times. There's no need to shampoo them every time. I've actually detailed everything in this car other than the interior windows and the carpets in less than 20 minutes, okay? I'm gonna take another probably 15 to 20 minutes just to address the floor area here. So the very first thing that I wanna do here is just start to vacuum up the majority of the dirt. Take my air compressor here, and basically I'm gonna take the dirt in the seams here that's between the console and the seat and between the pillar and the seat. I'm gonna blow it to the front as best I can like this. Now, the next thing I want to do is take this floorboard and I just want to really simply try to roll it up so that I can kind of get underneath here, because you can see on the borders here, there's kind of a buildup of dirt, but this is just going to make it easier for me to get these areas. Now that I've got the majority done, I'm going to keep switching in between that and my air compressor. Just like this. So I'm just going to hit these borders, stir up that dirt, blow that out. Start blowing this out. I'm gonna go back to my vacuum. So I'm gonna vacuum this up. That will about do it. Now I'm gonna take the mat, I'm gonna roll it back down right where it was. And now what I wanna do is push this seat over so I expose the carpet right here. I'm gonna go back to my vacuum and I'm just gonna get this exposed area. Now here's a moment where I'm gonna come into these plastic areas, just like I said, that line the carpet, and I'm just gonna quickly wipe them down, and I'll pull this seat right back where it was. I'm gonna vacuum out the car seat. Now, as I move to the front, it's gonna be easiest to just take out the driver's side mat because it's super dirty. And all I'm gonna do here is really mostly take my vacuum, a little bit take my air compressor. So here's what it looks like. We're gonna take the air compressor. I'm gonna take my vacuum one more time and really just give this a last minute vacuum. And after that, I'm quickly gonna take some P&S interior cleaner and just spray it on the bottom plastic pieces here. And we are good. Now at this point, I'm gonna do something super simple. I'm gonna take my Optimum No Rinse solution, gently wipe all of these leather seats because all of these leather seats have been protected by a leather seat ceramic coating. These leather seats need nothing more than a simple wipe down. Now, other than the windows, the last thing for me to do here is to wipe down the floorboards. And the reality is these floorboards are bad enough to where I could just take them out. And so rather than fight it, I am just going to very quickly spray these down with some degreaser. I'm gonna agitate it just with a manual brush. I will rinse them, let them dry in the sun, and stick them back inside the car and take a look. Now, when it comes to interior windows, this is actually another part of the maintenance detail process that I don't skimp on, just because it's an area that can be messed up so easily. So I'm gonna take a 50-50 dilution of isopropyl alcohol and distilled water. I'm gonna use this to clean the windows. So basically this pulls off any fog, it dries up any fingerprints, any body oils. And when I have finished with that, I can follow up with either something like Optimum No Rinse. If I want to, it'll pull off any last minute kind of cleaning marks. I can also use something like Meguiar's Synthetic Express Spray Wax to protect the interior windows or anything like that. So I'm just gonna take this alcohol solution to all of the interior windows and quickly wipe them down afterwards to get rid of the cleaning marks. So I wanna give you guys a quick overview now that we are done and the mats are back in. Here is the trunk area. So you can check out the overview there. Still got some drying in those mats. There you go. Dash. Door. You guys can see again, mats drying, car seat, passenger seat here. Come down here so you guys can see all that. Check out this door. And that is what we're looking at. Totally cleaned up. So guys, there you go. That's my attempt to walk you through literally step by step what an average maintenance detail looks like and really kind of illustrate why these details are so profitable and why it's often easy to think in the detailing world you want to build your detailing business on like some disaster details, but the reality is that's not what builds a hyper profitable detailing business. And I know a lot of the tools and products that you need or you don't need can be confusing when you're watching a video like this. So in the YouTube description box below, I have linked up my top 12 tools and products that I suggest for any detailer getting started or just advancing in their business. And they're all available for under $500. It's just a resource that's totally free and it'll help you kind of sift through what you need from what you don't need. Guys, if you like this video, make sure to help me maintain, get it? Maintenance detail, maintain this channel by hitting the thumbs up button so that I know, because when you hit the thumbs up button, it tells me that content like this is valuable to you and it helps you. And guys, of course, all the tools and products specifically used in this video will be linked up in the YouTube description box below, specifically line by line. And as always, from Luke here at Wilson Auto Detailing, keep working hard. Thank you for being involved, and I will see you in the next video.